Twinkles and happy Sunday. It's the best time of the year as far as I'm concerned. I love Christmas. I'm super excited, and I thought now we've been doing this for a couple of weeks, we could really challenge ourselves. So I want you to have a look at this Christmas cake that I've made and look at all the decorations on there. So we've got some snowman here, we've got a gingerbread man, we have a unicorn with a Christmas hat on. Ooh. And we have tired Santa at the top there. He's been ever so busy delivering all the fantastic gifts. We've got Rudolph that's nearly fallen off. Look, he's just got to grab his carrot really quickly. He's been busy boy. We've got some presents here. And we've got some very helpful gnomes. Elves, I suppose. So I thought over the next couple of weeks that we could create some of these characters that we've got on here. In today's video, we're going to be making the snowman. These are fantastic, and the colours that you can do as many different colours as you want. You could do some with buttons, scarves, they could have hats on, they could have Christmas tree hats. So there's lots of different things that you can do with these. So we're going to be doing the snowman in today's tutorial. And just remember as well, I've got my prize here, so every month I'll be choosing the best picture that I think you've tried the hardest on. And I'll be sending you a box of goodies as well. So, are you ready to have some Christmas fun? I can't wait. Let's go. Here we go. Let's make our Christmas snowman. I get so excited this time of year. I love Christmas. Absolutely love it. So, here's one of the characters that we're going to do today. You can do it any size you want. So, if you want a nice small one to go maybe on top of a nice cake that you're going to make for somebody. The other thing you can do is make these toppers and put them in a nice cellophane clear bag with a nice ribbon, and they're really nice gifts to give to people as well. So let's get going. Here we go. We need some white, some black, brown, red, green, and we're going to use orange, but orange is quite a hard colour for you to get, so we're going to mix a bit of yellow and a bit of red to make our orange. So what we're going to do, just move him to the side so you can still see him. There he is. Now with our white, we want to give it a good squidge, so make sure it's nice and soft, ready for us to use. Now if you look at the snowman's body and head, they are actually two circles. We've just changed the shape slightly, but that's how they're going to start, is two circles. So we want to get, you can make yours as big as you want. I'm going to go for probably, what's that, like a ping pong ball size? Sort of a meatball size, I suppose. So I've got that one, so I'm going to give it a good squidge, make sure it's nice and soft. And then we're going to roll it in our hands. And then what we want it to do is have a nice bottom. So we're just going to roll it on there to make sure it can stand up okay. And then we're just going to roll it round slightly. And can you see what's happening? It's got a fat bit at the bottom and it's going to go slightly thinner. And that gives us a nice bottom for him to sit down, so he's not going to wobble. And then you've got the nice rounded part of the belly. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the head. There we go, here we go. Now I forgot to say actually at the start, we need to use a cocktail stick, so really sharp, so very careful with that. So we're going to make our head, make sure that they nice and squidge, so lovely and soft. Nice roll in the hand, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our cocktail stick and we're going to pop it, so twist it in, and it's going to sit in our tummy. And then our head is going to go on the top. And you should end up, if I move him over slightly, you'll sort of end up with that kind of shape. So fat at the bottom going in thinner, and then a nice round head there. So what we want to do now is we want to look at making the buttons. If you want to make a hole, you can make a hole where your buttons are going to go. And I'm going to have some black buttons. You have different colour buttons if you want to do that. And I'm just going to have a little bit of black in a circle. Going to add a bit of water. Remember, when you're adding water, just add a little bit at a time, not too much. Just a little bit of water, and in will go my button. There we are. Now I'm going to make the scarf. Now I'm going to have a red scarf. And what we want to do, just move that slightly out of the way, is again make sure it's lovely and soft in our hands. That is beautiful and soft, that red. And we're just going to give it a roll. Now that's quite a wide scarf, so what I'm going to do, again really careful because I'm going to use a knife, I'm just going to trim that up. You might need to get some help. We've got a sharp knife there. Okay, so I'm just going to stand him up slightly. And what you might want to do is add a little bit of water around the neck. And just to make the scarf look a bit more scarf-like, if you just slit the ends, it will make it look like tassels. Okay, let's do that one again. Doesn't always go right first time, but that's okay. Got to keep trying and keep doing it. Okay, now what we're going to do, so you can see the tassels there on the end. Let's wrap him round. I'll lay him back down so you can see him. Okay, so there you go, there's his scarf. Now let's work on the head. I'm going to put 2 holes where I want the eyes to go. And again, get my paintbrush, a little bit of water in there. And we're going to do a couple of eyes. Now I like to roll mine the same time just to make sure they're the same size. That looks pretty much okay. And in they go, beautiful snowman eyes. In they are. Now we're going to make the nose. Now yellow and red make orange, so we want to add the 2 together and just give them a good squidge and you'll start to see the colour sort of changing. Can you see there? So we've gone from that bright red, we've got a nice orange. Okay, you might have orange and then again just use that one, but that's a good trick to use. So in a ball, in a slight pill shape, and then at one end just roll it slightly and it looks like a carrot, look, a little teardrop. What you want to do is make sure he's got a nice flat bum, and then again using a bit of your water in the middle there, and on he goes. Okay, now it comes to the mouth. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. You can keep going rolling the black, or you can buy these edible beads. And you can get them from most sort of online stores, even some supermarkets are selling them now. So if you don't have these, you can just keep rolling the balls. And what I would do is I would just mark out where and how many. So you can, again, a little bit of water just going across, roll your fondant out, and on it goes. Or you can use the beads, whatever you've got, so either or. I'll show you what it looks like with the beads in as well. So can you see there? They're different sizes, okay. So I'm going to keep going with the fondant, I think. Nice big smile. It's a happy snowman. He's been made by children. He's come to life. I think we know a film like that, don't we? So there we are. Okay, there's a smile. I'm going to add one more, I think, just on the left-hand side there. Fabulous. Let's go on to making the hat. So if I just tip this one up, we've got 2 black points there, and then we've got a little leaf with some berries. Really easy for us to do. So let's move that knife out of the way. What we want to do is get a bit of our black and make sure it's nice and soft. So give it a good old squidge, nice and soft. And then we're going to roll it in our hands. And then what we'll do, see for cake fingers, we're just going to flatten it down. And you can see there it goes almost sort of circular shape, so we don't need a cutter for that. Now what we want to do is we want to stand our snowman up a moment, and we're going to stick a little bit of water on the bottom, and we're going to pop his hat on. Now, as you can see, this one, I've put mine slightly on an angle, not straight on the top. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do the same with this one. And then get your next bit of black. Give it a good old squidge, make sure it's nice and soft. And then what we're going to do, roll it into a ball. Once you've got the ball, we want to just shape it slightly. So just use your fingers to go one side and to go the other side. And then do that slightly upward, so you're not touching the bottom, you're just going to do that slightly at the top. And what you end up with is this sort of pyramid shape as it goes up there. And then we're going to add a little bit of water, and he is going to stick on top, and he's going to be the top of our hat. So can you see that? Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to add our leaves. So I've got a bit of green, tiny bit of green like this. Roll it in your hand, roll it into a pill, and then, oh, he's fallen off. Rascals. There we are. So you've got your green, roll it into a ball, into a pill shape, and then just flatten it slightly. And then what we want to do is just, you might need a bit of water for this, a little bit of water on the front of your hat. And then really delicately just add that leaf on. There's one. I'm going to do one more. So again, into a circle, into a log shape, and then down, and add that on. And then just get some of your red that you had, and you're just going to roll some balls, and these are going to be the berries. I'm just going to add a bit of water on there, make sure these berries stick on. So rolling. Rolling. I'm going to add 3, I think. Can be quite fiddly because they're quite small, so take your time with that. Don't worry how long it takes you just to get those done. Okay, there we are. So there's our snowman with his hat. Now we need to make his arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our brown. Again, really good squidge. Make sure he's nice and soft. And what we're going to do is make a couple of arms. Now, I wouldn't suggest making them too long because when you put them on the snowman, they're probably going to sag down. So if you want nice long arms, what I would do is I would make the arms and leave them to set, maybe overnight, and they'll be a little bit harder, and then you can put them into the snowman. If you want nice short ones, then we can do that now. What you need to do is with a cocktail stick or something that you can make a hole with, you want to make 2 holes, one either side, and that's where the snowman's arms are going to go. So we're going to roll a sausage. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just going to cut that into 2. And then I'm just going to push down one end. So you can see how slightly that's just being thinned at one end. I'm going to do exactly the same for this. And then using my knife, I'm just going to cut some little fingers out. You don't have to do this at all. So you can just keep them quite plain. And then what you want to do is add a little bit of water in your armhole there. And in he goes. And a little bit of water in the other one. And in he goes. And there you have your beautiful snowman. So well done. Hey, how did you get on with the snowman? Good? Did you do a tiny one? So we've got the tiny one round here, little baby snowman. Or did you do a big snowman? Or maybe you did a bigger snowman. I'd love to see it. Send me a picture. And remember, you could be the winner as well and getting the prizes. I hope you've had fun. I hope you're in the Christmas spirit. And just let your imagination go. Just buy a couple of packets of fondant and just give it a go, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.